Today, we're going to explore a really powerful idea from a classic work called In Tune with the Infinite. It's all built around one single concept, a concept that tries to answer a huge question about our reality. What is the supreme fact of the universe? Let's get into it. You know that feeling, right? Where it seems like you're just being pushed and pulled around by things completely outside of your control. Maybe it's a tough situation at work, an unexpected bill, or a relationship that just goes sideways. It's so easy to feel like you're just reacting to a world that doesn't really have any rules. But what if all that chaos isn't the whole picture? What if, underneath all that turbulence on the surface, there's a deep, stable foundation that we can actually connect with? Well, that's the core idea we're going to unpack today. So let's start by looking at this in a way that makes sense for us now. I want you to think of the universe as having a kind of operating system. A set of fundamental laws and principles that are just always running in the background, whether we're aware of them or not. The author of this book, Ralph Waldo Trine, he called this the supreme fact. And what is it? It's this idea of a single, infinite source of life and power that breathes life into, well, everything. Now, this isn't presented as some kind of blind faith. It's talked about as a principle, an unchangeable law, kind of like gravity. It's the source of all life, all wisdom, all peace. So, what's our relationship to this universal operating system? How do we fit in? Well, if the universe is this massive ocean of infinite life and power, then each one of us is like a single drop of water from that ocean. We might look separate, but we are made of the exact same stuff. Our essence is identical to the source. It's not a difference in kind, just a difference in degree. And here's the really crucial point. This connection, it's not something you have to go out and search for. The link to this universal order, to this deep foundation, is already within you. The source of what shows up in your life actually begins in your own inner world of thought and feeling. Okay, so if this foundation exists, how do we actually use it? Well, this leads to a huge shift in how we approach life, moving from force to alignment. It's the difference between trying to swim against a powerful current and learning to flow with it. On one side, you've got force. And that's the path of constant struggle, resistance, just trying to muscle your way through life. And we all know where that leads, right? Burnout. But on the other side, you have foundation. This is about aligning with those underlying principles, which leads to resilience, real effectiveness, and a sense of ease. Let's make this really practical. Think about your job. The force approach is just grinding yourself into the ground, stressing out about that promotion, trying to control every single outcome. The alignment approach is totally different. You focus on doing excellent work with a calm, centered energy, and you trust that your excellence is naturally going to attract the right opportunities to you. It's the same thing in our relationships. I mean, how often do we try to force someone to see our point of view, or even try to change who they are? That's just resistance. Alignment means you focus on your own inner peace, your own state of being. You become a stable, harmonious person, and you naturally start to attract people who resonate with that energy. And what about habits? Oh man, the force method is pure willpower, just gritting your teeth, fighting a craving. It's exhausting, and let's be honest, it rarely lasts. The alignment approach goes deeper. It asks, hey, what's the inner thought pattern that's even causing this habit? You change the cause inside, not just fight the effect on the outside. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, right? But how do you actually shift from that feeling of force to a feeling of alignment, especially when you're in a moment of stress? Let's walk through a really simple practice you can use anytime, anywhere. We can call this the alignment reset. So when you feel yourself pushing or struggling or resisting, first, just pause. Take a deep breath. That's it. Second, just acknowledge what's happening. Say to yourself, okay, I'm feeling resistance right now, with zero judgment. And third, consciously reconnect with that quiet foundation within you. Just remember that underneath the chaotic feelings, there's a core of peace. This simple reset can shift your entire state of mind. And this brings us right back to a central idea from the book. Now, this isn't about blaming yourself. It's about recognizing your own power to shape your experience from the inside out. Your inner state is always the starting point. So the crucial point here is this. We so often try to arrange our outer world perfectly so that we can finally find some peace. But the principle actually works the other way around. The real work is cultivating that inner harmony first. Once you start to build your life on that foundation, your external world naturally begins to reflect that newfound stability. And this is really just the beginning.
This idea of alignment has profound implications for every single area of your life. In the next part of this series, we're going to see how these very same principles apply directly to our health. You can find that explainer waiting for you in our In Tune playlist. Thanks so much for watching.